Welcome back. It is the Burns Gambo Show here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader on this Friday. And joining us right now on the Arizona Sports Line, the man of the hour, the man of the day, the highest paid tight end in the history of the National Football League, Trey McBride, our guest here on the Burns Gambo Show. Trey, congratulations, man. An exciting day for you.
Yeah, very exciting. Just, to get that deal done, to have the weight of all that off my shoulders, and to get that done before OTAs is very special. So excited to be here in Arizona for a few more years.
Yeah, excited for you. I mean, what you've meant to this organization, how well you've played, becoming one of the best tight ends. And, I imagine the process took a little while, right? I mean, you started it before free agency, and then it kind of got put on the back burner during free agency. And I guess it just finalized in the last couple of, 24 to 48 hours. So how was the whole process for you from start to finish?
Yeah, it was a long process. I didn't know when it was going to get done. I knew it was going to get done. I was very confident in Monty and my agents to make this happen, but it did take a little while. I was biting at the bit, wanting to get this thing done as soon as possible, and just to finally get it done, to have it done before OTAs, so we can just focus on football and not worry about all that stuff is a huge sigh of relief for sure.
All right, so now that you're a mega superstar, I mean, 2 years ago, I'm sitting there with my wife at the Morgan Wallen concert. We run into you, and Hollywood Brown is backstage with Morgan Wallen. You get stuck with your girlfriend talking to me and Chelsea. And I remember you telling me he gets to go backstage because he's a superstar. Now that you're a superstar, are you going to get to go backstage on these concerts?
Yeah, that's definitely the plan, man. That's the most important thing for sure. No, hopefully we can definitely make that happen, and that'd be super exciting for sure.
Because Morgan's coming to your stadium. He's coming to State Farm.
I saw that this summer, man. So hopefully we can get back there this summer. That'd be great.
Yeah. Trey McBride is our guest here on the Burns Gambo Show. Tell me about you were on the golf course when it happened. I was listening to your press conference when I was driving in. Apparently, after you got the news, you shot the round of your life. What, were you just charged up with adrenaline, or were you just had a nice, peaceful, easy feeling after you got the news about the contract?
Yeah, I think it was just that peaceful, sigh of that weight off the shoulders, and just to be able to, not really think about that. It was actually crazy. I had so much on my mind, but yet I still played the best golf of my life. So it was, one of those things that makes you wonder, maybe I got to have more stuff going on when I golf, so I could just, be thinking about everything, and I'll play better every time.
What, if anything, does it mean to you to be the highest paid tight end in the history of the National Football League? What does the weight of those words carry for you, if at all, Trey?
Yeah, I mean, obviously to have that moment is very special, to be considered the highest paid, with so many great tight ends that have played before me that are currently playing. It's a very, very huge honor, and I don't take that lightly. But honestly, it's, the money's great, but I want to win. That's more important to me. I want to be here. I want to, take this franchise to the next level, and I think we're on the right track of doing that, and I'm excited to see, where we can go the next few years.
You can look this up, but you remind me of Dan Marley. The Phoenix Suns drafted Dan Marley, and the crowd all was like, who? Who did they draft? And he ended up being one of the most popular and best Suns players of all time. I actually broke the story when you got drafted by the Cardinals. We broke it a couple picks before it actually was announced. And I was looking. I went back today. So let me just go look at what people were saying on my timeline when I announced that they were going to pick you. One guy, absolutely terrible pick, third-string tight end in the second round. Meanwhile, we've got one quarterback and nothing on the edge. Another guy said, did Kime press the wrong button? Another guy says, what a joke. We might as well have just drafted a quarterback. Another guy said, how can you defend this pick? Somebody said, are you trolling the fans? At the time you got drafted, not a lot of people knew about you coming from Colorado State. But what do you remember about that? What do you remember about the Cardinals picking you?
Honestly, for me, it was the biggest moment of my life. I was just excited. I was eager to come out to Arizona and to be a Cardinal. To play with Zach Ertz, a guy who was here before me, to learn from such a great tight end, was all I had on my mind. I was excited to get to the Valley, and obviously, I saw that stuff, but just to prove them all wrong and to change the narrative is exactly what I've done.
Trey McBride is our guest here on the Burns Gambo Show. That journey for you, you got, again, listening to the press conference here on Arizona Sports when I was driving in, you got emotional a little bit a couple of times when thinking about it. What is it about the last few years that when you kind of think on it makes you a little wistful or makes you a little nostalgic like that?
I think just, it hasn't been a smooth road. It's been a rocky road. And just to see all the different challenges and the different, things that I've had to overcome throughout my, short career in the NFL so far, it's been a whirlwind. And I'm excited to continue to grow, excited to continue to build on this organization and everything that we've done. And I'm just excited to be here in the Valley for a few more years and continue to bring excitement and energy to the fan base.
Along those lines, you specifically mentioned a moment, one of the first conversations you had with your offensive coordinator, Drew Petzing, in which it was kind of like a splash of cold water to your face. What was that conversation? What was said, and what was that moment like for you, Trey?
I mean, playing behind, Zach, who's had a tremendous career and obviously a tremendous talent. I knew I wasn't going to be able to play a whole lot. It was his role, and I had to, respect that. So, when he told me that I was going to be that backup tight end, and he told me, man, I believe in you. I know that you can be a starting tight end in this league, but your time isn't there yet. And, it's just not there yet. But when it comes, you're going to be ready for it. And I just remember that conversation we had, and to finally get that opportunity and to seize the opportunity was just so special. I'm just, beyond proud of myself and the way I handled everything. And it's been a whirlwind of emotions for sure.
You did great. This organization's really never had a great tight end, and now they finally have one. We were talking about it yesterday, going back to Leonard Pope from Georgia and Rob Hauser and all the guys that they drafted, and none of them ever worked out until you. But let me ask you this, and give me an honest evaluation here. 3 years of Kyler Murray. 3 years of playing with Kyler Murray. How much maturity have you seen in him? What do you see different about Kyler now than Kyler when you first started playing with him?
Yeah, so much growth, so much leadership has changed. I've seen him change tremendously. He's changed, a full 180. I love everything that he's doing right now. He's been a great leader. He's doing everything the right way, taking guys out, working out with guys, hanging out with guys outside of practice, and most importantly, man, he's leading the team, doing everything the right way. And I'm just excited to see him continue to grow and continue to, lead this franchise the right way. We have so much talent on offense, and he's the leader of that. So I'm excited to continue to play with Kyler. He's a tremendous guy, and I think really the sky's the limit for what we can do on offense.
He reached out to you on social media. I know you two have a special bond. What is that bond like on and off the field that you have with Kyler?
It's just great to know that I have the support of my quarterback and to know that he cares and really wants the best for me as well. He was one of the first people I talked to. We got to, FaceTime each other and just to rejoice and to celebrate together, to, review all the, goals we have and to, just to remind each other that this is the first step of where we want to go, but, we have so much more to accomplish together. And I'm excited to do this thing with Kyler, man. He's a great player, and, I think, we have a bright future the next few years.
Last one for you, Trey. And now that this is done and now this is in the books, you're constantly evolving, you're constantly improving. What specifically would you like to get even better at as you evolve as a tight end in the National Football League?
Yeah, I think, now there's a target on my back. Everyone's going to know who I am, and there's no hiding under the radar. So I got to continue to make plays and continue to do the right thing. And I think just polish up my game to be a complete tight end, to be able to help in the run game, to be able to block those defensive ends, and also be able to go and, make tremendous catches in the pass game. And that's what I'm going to continue to strive to do, continue to bring excitement and juice to this organization. And I'm excited to do that for many more years.
Well, we're so happy for you, man. I remember, I think we were your first interview after you got drafted. You came on with us. We've had you on so many times ever since. So it's been a joy to really watch you grow and mature as a player. I've got to know you a little bit. I'm just so happy for you. Congratulations on this tremendous accomplishment and this great contract.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys so much for having me on. I appreciate it. It's been, so excited to be here, and really appreciate you guys. Look forward to talking to you guys soon.
Absolutely.
All right, Trey. Thanks.
Thank you, Trey.
Take care, guys.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.